Hello. Looks like we've got a couple people here already. Hey, Mike Lopez. Hey, Brandon and action figure expert. Hey, nice to see everyone. Just one moment. Hi, Mike. One moment, please. Let's see here. This is actually the first time I've done like a regular live stream in a while. Last week we did the special movie live stream. Hello, everyone. I'm seeing everybody post, but I'm not reading fast enough. So, hello, everyone who just showed up. Sorry if I missed you. So the movie live stream did pretty well, surprisingly to me, and I hope that everyone who watched that also watched the movie along with it. Otherwise, you get a lot of just two people kind of staring blankly off into space. So I hope that it's a little more entertaining if you're watching the movie along with it. Jace Traber Hoodie McHooderson. I like that. Hi, Isaac. Steven. How's everybody? So yeah, I'll give everybody a few minutes to show up and then we'll get started. I wanted to, what I'd like to do in these live streams is take a few minutes to talk about the most recent review. So, you know, we can just kind of talk it out, discuss it. I can get everybody's thoughts, you know, about the figure that was reviewed. So I thought that might be fun. So we'll do that here in just a minute. Hello, Dave and Benjamin and Matt and Green Yeti and Seymour and Rob. Hello, everybody. It's very nice to see everybody. Hey, you know what? A really great thing. You know, Timmer did his charity drive this year through the month of November. It did really well. It blew away its goal of $1,000. A charity raised for children. So that was great. So congratulations, Timmer. I'm really happy to be a part of it. Somebody did win all of the prizes, and so I actually just recently boxed up the Sightline figure to send off to the winners. So thanks to everyone who participated in that. Hello, Beta Ray Bob. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm missing a lot of comments here. I'm sorry you're having a blah day, Rob. I thought I saw somebody having a blah day there. I don't know if I can, you know, improve your day a lot. I've been pretty exhausted today myself. I stayed up way too late last night working on the next review. So I'm trying to get the next review video ready. So yeah, I stayed up half the night last night working on that, and then I worked all day today, and I'm pretty tired. But it's okay. It's going to be worth it. Not necessarily because the next review video is going to be, you know, big and spectacular, but it will be done. That's the good thing. It'll be done. Hey, Joe Motion Videos, how you doing? Matt, I don't think anybody's going to nominate me for American Idol. Oh yeah, Byron, Joe Motion Videos also donated a prize for that charity drive, and hey, you know, it did great. You know, it raised a lot of money for kids, and that's fantastic. Hello, Michael Bassett. Say, we got a pretty good group in here. Wayne, how you doing? Oh, thanks, Wayne. Yeah, I got to work on the next comic book review today. Thanks for reminding me. And Project Dark Core, how you doing? Okay, so hey, now that everybody's kind of here, let's take a moment and talk about Zanzibar. because I'm interested in hearing what you guys think about Zanzibar. When I'm doing the reviews, it's kind of like I can say it's kind of a solitary activity. I'm expressing my thoughts and ideas, but I don't get to know what your thoughts are until it goes up. So uh, now's my opportunity to hear what you guys think about Zanzibar. Interesting um, character. Green Yeti loves Zanzibar and all the Dreadnoks. I'm pretty big fan of the Dreadnoks myself. Some of the later ones, well, Naugahyde is kind of funny. Uh, like the expression on his face is just kind of cartoony. Um, the early Dreadnoks I like a lot, but the Dreadnoks were always just a little off. But yeah, Fat Cat, he has beautiful hair. Yeah. Um, Ripper is Shane's favorite. I think my favorite is Buzzer. Hey Jenna, how you doing? Um, I think I think my favorite is Buzzer, because I think just because Buzzer fascinates me. He is or was an intellectual who just kind of went off, But I mean, there's some intelligence there with Buzzer, and yet he's still as crazy and destructive as all the other Dreadnoks. It's like if either Beavis or Butthead had a PhD, but they were still, Beavis and Butthead. Um, do you need to shampoo and condition Zanzibar's ponytail? That's probably a joke, but if the doll hair is all messed up, I understand that washing and conditioning it will help, restore it. Oh, that's okay, Jenna. I'm glad you're here. Um, who else has the Thunder Machine? I have Thunder Machine. Although I apparently the antenna for my Thunder Machine has gone AWOL. I've been having an issue with that. Some vehicle parts and accessories are not where they're supposed to be. For instance, I have the AGP, the Iron Grenadiers AGP, complete, pristine. I assembled it myself. First time it was ever assembled. Put all the stickers on myself, and I'll be damned if there isn't a missile missing. It's a missing missile, and I have no idea where it is. I have not been picking the thing up very much and moving it around. I haven't taken it anywhere where it would have dropped a missile. It's been on a shelf, and yet I have no idea where it is. It's just vanished. Um, How do you feel about mixing and matching Joe body parts to customize figures now that you're an adult collector? Used to do it as a kid, still do it now. Mike Lopez asks an interesting question. Well, first of all, I loved doing it as a kid. I think I've said before, that kept me in G.I. Joe probably a year longer than I otherwise would have been. It gave us something new and fun to do with our G.I. Joes. So I used to love to do it, and I did that a lot. I don't really do it now, mainly because I don't have like the time to do it. If I were to customize figures, I'd really want to do a good job of it, and I feel like it's a skill that you have to develop, and I just don't have time to do that. I've seen some really awesome customs. I would only customize with like common figures. Or like beater figures that they're a lost cause anyway. They're in such poor condition that they're not really even collectible. Those I'd probably customize with those, but I wouldn't mind trying my hand at it if I had the time. But I don't have the time because I do things like stay up all night working on videos. So yeah, that's what I think about that. Trying to decide what to get for Christmas: the Mauler, the Moray hydrofoil, or the Tomahawk. Well, I tell you what, the Mauler I think has more hard to find parts. It depends if you're getting it complete. The Mauler is going to be the one that is going to, if you get the pieces all there and complete, that's going to be the one that's probably the biggest prestige piece in your collection. But if I were to just pick one that I think looks the best on the shelf, I like the Tomahawk. The Tomahawk is really cool. I just personal preference thing. I'd probably go for the Tomahawk. But if you're looking for like a really nice collector piece, the Mauler is tough to beat. Anyway, let's see. Green Yeti loved the G.I. Joe movie. Good. So did a lot of other people. Naugahyde has funny moments in the Deke animation. Yeah, I'm looking for. I don't know that I will necessarily like the Naugahyde figure, but it's one I'm kind of looking forward to reviewing because I think it will be a fun review. So I think I'll have fun with that one. Fat Cat was once a man. He was once a man, but now he's a fat cat. Toy Ploy is putting together Pocket Memories 5. I like Toy Ploy. He seems like a really cool guy. I mean, he's got a really nice channel. And what a cool niche he has for his channel, doing repair videos. That's something that a lot of people can use and reference to help fix broken stuff in their own collection. It seems like he's really got a nice niche there, and he just seems like a pretty cool guy. Seems like he'd be a cool guy to hang out with. Yeah, he's doing pretty well. So yeah, I can, it's really interesting to me to see what YouTube channels take off and which ones don't. And it's sometimes it's a little bit of voodoo because I see some people put a lot of work into some YouTube channels and it doesn't really take off. And then I see some people put like very little effort into channels and it explodes. And so, you can't predict what the viewing public will prefer. You just have to, you have to produce something that comes from the heart and, put your best out there and hope for the best. But there are some channels that, I'm really glad to see are doing well. I like a success story. I like to see when people that I think are good, decent, and genuine people actually succeed. That's nice to see. I like that. One thing I like about YouTube is that it gives an opportunity for regular people to produce shows and that's nice. Something that's a little less manufactured is nice to see. Can vintage chosen colors fit into the modern vehicles that were re-released, like the All-Striker, Eaglehawk, Tomahawk? Secret Rebel wants to know if vintage figures will fit in reissued modern vehicles, and for the most part, I believe they should. I don't really see any reason why they wouldn't. Green Yeti was once a child. Me too. That was a long time ago. Oh yeah. Not a lot of booze back there. I've been too busy to drink. When I drink and edit, the video doesn't come out so well. And I have tried that. I've tried to okay, I'm in the middle of editing this video. It's really long. I'll have a little bit of bourbon, or I'll have a couple glasses of wine. That's when the mistakes slip in. That's when the mistakes happen. I end up singing. Now, it's okay if I sing while I'm editing, because nobody can hear it. Yeah, so I hope everybody liked the the Zanzibar review. Sorry about the singing. This is what happens when you get to run your own show. I had the idea. I was reviewing a pirate. The idea popped into my head. Pirates of Penzance. What's a song from Pirates of Penzance that I could do for the show? And it was too good an idea. I couldn't pass it up. So even though I can't sing, it's my show and nobody can stop me. Except now I've promised to not do that anymore. So there you go. Somebody asked how the family was. The family's doing really well. Thanks for asking. My oldest daughter is at work, and Susan and my younger daughter are picking up food. So they should be back with dinner soon. So everything's doing well. Everything's starting to look a lot like Christmas around here. Except for this room, because all of my stuff is still here. So I really kind of need to get the next review video done so that I can clean up all this stuff, put it away, because Christmas stuff needs to go in here. Let's see. Jay's Traver asks if I have the Retaliator helicopter. I do not have the Retaliator helicopter yet. I've seen it. There was a local shop that has it, or had it. They don't have it anymore. It was not complete and not in good condition. That's as close as I got to getting it. So it's still a box I haven't checked off yet. And somebody mentioned the Chrome Skyhawk, the Sky Patrol Skyhawk. I have it right over there. Should I... Orderly Alley Viper asked, should I do a G.I. Joe Christmas display? I think that's a great idea. You could do a G.I. Joe nativity. Where, let's see, how would you do that even? I think Lady J would be Mary, and Flint would be Joseph, and the little baby, you could use like Polly the parrot. I don't know. Get some wise guys in there, Hey, G.I. Joe had plenty of animal companions. You could have the whole menagerie there. I'm just spitballing here. Green Yeti asks if I know Black Major. I do not know Black Major personally. I know who he is. I don't know his secret identity. I know of the person. But no, I don't know him personally. Sergeant Slaughter. Yeah, Sergeant Slaughter, you'll have to have an extra large, cradle for him. That'll be hilarious. Somebody get customizers, get on that. Javier Gonzalez asks, do I still want to get a sealed flag? That's a good question. That's a good question. A sealed flag, sealed items in general. If I got something important that's sealed, like the flag, I wouldn't open it because I know the collectors want that stuff, and I don't want to reduce the number of sealed items that are in circulation. But I don't get as much enjoyment out of leaving the toy in the box as I do having the toy out, so I can actually touch it and play with it. So the answer to that is sort of. It would be really cool to have a sealed flag, but ultimately, I don't know if I would. I don't know what I would do with it. I don't collect mint in sealed box. I know a lot of collectors do, and more power to them. But it's just not my thing. I really enjoy, the tactile experience of holding the toy and handling the toy. That I like that aspect of collecting, and I would miss it if I left all of them in their boxes and on their cards. Yeah, good point. You got to do a Cobra nativity too. Somebody's got to do a Cobra one as well. Jenna says she enjoyed the viewing of the movie. Maybe I could do the Mass Device or the Weather Dominator. That was kind of fun. it was an experiment. I wasn't sure how it was going to go, and I have to keep the volume kind of low because if the audio comes through too much on the live stream, it could get a copyright hit. So I had to keep the volume low enough that it wouldn't pick up a lot of the volume. So if you magic, thank you. So if you watch the video and you're not watching the episode along with it, then it looks like people, kind of staring at the screen. But I think it's fun. I would like to do it again. So I just my tentative answer would be yes. Yes, I will do that. Maybe not those specific episodes, but something like that in the future. And I think that would be fun. Javier Gonzalez says, when you play music, there's no copyright beef. Well, sometimes. Sometimes I do get a copyright hit for music. And when that happens, I have to go back and change it, or usually it'll let me know when I upload the video if Content ID has detected any copyrighted content. That way I can just go back and use something else. Most of the time, though, it's not a problem. And like the music I use for like background music and intro music and stuff like that, that's all royalty-free music anyway. So that's not a problem. Yeah, we have a Hertz Donuts downtown. Isaac asks a good question. What do you think of Hasbro's woes? Could it be the end of G.I. Joe for Hasbro? Good question. And I'm not sure. Hasbro seems to be a lot worse off than we thought they were. That's it. I have a hard time seeing Hasbro as failing because of that. But they could have a few tough years. What needs to happen for Hasbro is they need to transition from primarily, plastic toys to like more of an entertainment company, producing movies, video games, stuff like that. Because the plastic doesn't sell like it used to, and honestly, I don't think it ever necessarily will. I think it'll always be around, but kids in the future are just not gonna do plastic toys as much as we did, and I think Hasbro realizes that, and I think that's one reason why they've been really pushing their movie ventures and putting their properties into movies. I think as a company, they feel like they really need to do that in order to, set themselves up for success in the future. So that's one reason why I think like the G.I. Joe movie for Hasbro really needs to happen, and it really needs to be successful. They need to set themselves up as more than just a toy company if they're going to survive. So, those are my thoughts about it. I don't think it'll necessarily be the end of G.I. Joe. What I think now is Hasbro really needs these next few movies, Transformers, G.I. Joe, all of them, really needs those movies to be successful and needs to transition more into entertainment than rather than focusing on toys, at least primarily on toys. They'll probably always make toys, but yeah, I think that the demise of Toys R Us really hurt them. Yeah, I'm going to be optimistic for the Transformers movie. I'm crossing my fingers. I'm hoping it'll be good. Hey, Kerouac, nice to see you. Yeah, Seymour says hit that like button. Um, Thanks everyone for joining, and thanks for joining the conversation. We started out the video by talking a little bit about Zanzibar. By the way, I tried to make sure I didn't call Zanzibar Xandar in the video because in my head I kept thinking Xandar when trying to say Zanzibar. And I think I avoided that mistake, but I'm not 100% sure. So, yeah. I started off the video. I wanted to get everybody's thoughts about Zanzibar, the pirate. And, oh, by the way, what do you think about the air skiff? You know, the air skiff. I mean, it could make sense as like a water skimming vehicle. You know, for the swamp, like the chameleon swamp skier. But I mean, they really did uh, advertise and market the thing as an air vehicle. In the comic book, whenever it appeared, it was always flying. Um, Kerouac doesn't like Zanzibar. You know, and I get that. I really get that. I mean, I understand why people might not like Zanzibar, but I mean, get the figure and look at the thing and look at they, um, how much effort they put into it, and like effort they put into Dreadnought Pirate. Um, I mean, it's almost like they were introducing, you know, some new important character. I mean, this guy has tons of paint applications, like extra, you know, effort in the sculpting, nice details. It's a really, you know, from a design and aesthetic perspective, it's a really well done figure. But it's Zanzibar. Yeah. Did I call him Xandar again? Man, I'm having a hard time getting that out of my head. Ah, the top knot. Um, yeah. Oh wait, the Force Awakens Finn speeder looks good for the Zanzibar with a bit of paint. Oh, interesting. I'll have to look that up. Hi, 117. How you doing? Um, Brandon would like a review of the Resolute movie live. That could be fun too. I like Resolute. That'd be cool. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know how often I'll do it, but I'll try to do more of those live viewings. Um, one downside of doing the live viewing is it's much harder or basically impossible for me to keep track um, of the chat while I'm watching, so I can't interact with you guys. Green Yeti is in Vegas. Try not to lose all your money, and you know, stay away from the showgirls. Live reading. Hold on. What are you saying? Um, should have done a live reading. Sit there and read silently. Good idea. You know, that's the kind of idea that can really be a success on YouTube. People like that offbeat stuff. Green Yeti, a lot of people smoking weed. Well, just, you know, be careful about that kind of thing. Um, More fun to read dramatically from the Hama comics. I think that would be kind of a fun idea too. Reading the Hama comic books like a dramatic reading, that could be fun. Mm, I'd have to give that some thought. What's my favorite deluxe figure? All right, let me think about the ones that were deluxe figure. You had like Zartan and Sergeant Slaughter, and for some reason Zanzibar and and Serpentor. It's a tough choice between Zartan and Sergeant Slaughter. Excuse me. I really like both of them. I'd have a hard time choosing between Zartan and Sergeant Slaughter, and I like them for different reasons. So it's hard to rank them, but I like both of those. Um, and I have such great memories of Zartan. It might be Zartan. That might be it. Although, don't tell the Sarge that. If anybody sees the Sarge, tell them that that's my favorite one. In fact, that's my favorite figure ever. Even though it's not really, but just tell him that it is. Hey, by the way, I get to meet Sergeant Slaughter. I'm going to get to meet Sergeant Slaughter at Joe Fest next year. So that's going to be really cool. Ah, the biggest thing I want to get out of Joe. Okay, I want a lot of big things out of Joe Fest, but one of the big things I want to get out of Joe Fest is that I want to get Sergeant Slaughter on camera saying "slaughterize it." That would be, yeah, that would be the best thing ever. Um, Kerouac, Joe Fest is in Augusta, Georgia. Um, it's in Georgia, Augusta. I'm not familiar with Augusta, but they did a show last year and it was very successful. And they're having some fantastic guests. Um, Larry Hama will be there, Kirk Bazigian will be there, Sergeant Slaughter will be there, along with a whole lot of other folks. And I will be there. They're actually giving me a table and they're giving me a panel. And the panel, if you go, you got to go to my panel because I'm going to have some stuff to announce at the panel. I'm already working on it. So it should be a lot of fun. Ah. So yeah, there's some cool stuff coming. Oh yeah, Jenna says Buzz Dixon will be there too. That is great. I would love to meet Buzz Dixon. Please, nobody ever show him my review of the movie. I feel kind of bad because I kind of said that the movie that he did is not very good. I feel bad about that. I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. But Buzz Dixon seems like a really cool guy. Hey, and Benny saw Buzz on Sunday. That's cool. It's being a reviewer can be a little tricky because you got to be honest and frank, and sometimes that may lead to being a little bit harsh. But I don't necessarily get a lot of joy from telling someone that the thing that they made I don't think is very good. I don't like to do that. That's not my favorite thing. But, I actually do have something right here in front of me that is pretty good. I have this. So this thing came in the Mark Belomo Ultimate Guide. Third edition is here. I've had it for a couple weeks now, so I've had a good chance to look it over. I mean, I may not have seen every tiny detail in it, but I've seen a lot. And so now, you will be getting a review of this. You will be getting a review of this very soon. So look forward to that. And since this came out, hey, who asked it? Hey, guns are the answer. You can always they're it's fairly inexpensive, so you can always get one of your own. And since these came out, the prices for the second edition have come down a little bit. So the second edition is now a little easier to get. And I've had the second edition for a long time as an electronic copy. I've had an ebook of the second edition. Not the easiest thing to flip through. but now I actually have a hard copy, which is very nice. Now, one thing that is important is that most of the information in here is the same as in here, but there are a few updates, and in my review of it, I will point out some of those updates. So I think it's really cool to have both. So yeah, that's coming. I like this is cool. You know, before I was able to get like a physical hard copy of the book, you know, I was doing basically all my research online, which it's all right, but having an actual physical book to like flip through and look at the pictures and kind of scan through like that until you find the thing you're looking for. To me it makes research a little bit easier, and it's just you can do things with the book that it's just not as easy to do with a Google search. So I really like having the thing. And I'm an old person, so this whole thing about actually having physical, tangible objects, I'm still in that era. I'm still analog. If you play the G.I. Joe movie while listening to the Pink Floyd lyric, The Wall, it sinks. Okay, well, that's cool. Actually, that would be kind of cool. Play the movie while listening to The Wall. Oh, that could be fun. That could be fun. I used to really like Pink Floyd. I went through a Pink Floyd phase. I think most people go through a Pink Floyd phase. You go through your Pink Floyd phase, you go through your Led Zeppelin phase, and then, a few other phases. The Wizard of Oz. Joe Motion still writes on stone tablets. Now, that newfangled paper with the pens and pencils, I still haven't figured those out. Yeah, Grateful Dead phase. Yeah. Hey, who's in a Huey? Oh, Kerouac is in a Huey Lewis phase. Well, I gotta say something. Huey Lewis really knew how to write a pop song. He could write a pop song. The hooks in those songs, that was something else. Read a comic like Cyber Tiger. I remember when Cyber Tiger did the comic reading. That was really cool. All right, now we're talking about music. Comfortably Numb. Best guitar solos. Yeah, that's a great song. Now you guys are gonna make me nostalgic about all the music that I have listened to. I still listen to music sometimes. I don't listen to music as much as I used to because, actually, like I spend a lot of time editing video, and having music going, I can't hear the audio as well. So yeah. Wish Huey Lewis had written a song for the G.I. Joe movie. That's another good point. The Transformers movie had Weird Al Yankovic. Why couldn't we have gotten Weird Al, huh? Huh? A Cold Slither phase. That Cold Slither song is actually kind of catchy. It is. A Wild Tale of Me as a Teen. I don't have any. I was not a rebellious teen. I really wasn't. Didn't really hit my rebellious phase until I was in my 20s, which is a bit late. I was a late bloomer, but yeah. Oh, hey, wearing a Cold Slither t-shirt. Queen best songs from Flash Gordon and Highlander. Well, I mean, from Flash Gordon, the theme song is the iconic one, and from Highlander is another movie I really liked. And what was Oh man, I gotta think. Now I'm blanking. Queen songs in Highlander. Um, now I've blanked. I can't remember the titles of the song. See what you people have done to me? Green Yeti's going through a Queen phase. That's a good phase to go through. Queen was a great band. But Highlander is a movie that I must have watched 100 times. We had it on VHS, and I wore that thing out. Come to think of it, I still have it on VHS. A different VHS. In fact, I don't have it on DVD. I only have it on VHS. Who Wants to Live Forever? Yeah, that's okay. That's a good one. Vitruvius, Who Wants to Live Forever? That's okay. I picked that one. That's the best song. TNT by A. Excellent. Killer Queen, great song. Princes of the Universe, the opening song of the movie, excellent. It really grabs you right at the beginning. Really, really cool song. You know, Highlander is like a movie that's perfectly made for, preteen boys, because, there's tons of violence and sword fights and there boobies, and it's like it's perfect for for a boy. It I wore that tape out. I enjoy the movie. Now I'm going back and watching the movie again. I don't know that it necessarily holds up as well as it used to, but I still liked it a lot. I can still watch the movie and enjoy it. How we get talking? We're supposed to be talking about G.I. Joe. How do we get off on that? What have I got nearby that we can get back on track talking about G.I. Joe? Oh, hey, here. I started doing this. I was making all my notes for the reviews electronically, but because that was taking a long time, I started doing this. I went back to doing it the way I did it like 3 years ago. And this is my these are my notes on Zanzibar. See, I did it again. These are my notes on Zanzibar. And there was a time when I thought, hey, I wonder if anybody would want these. I could like give these away to someone. But then I thought, okay, if I did that, you would see all the dumb mistakes that I have in these notes that I have to hopefully fix before I actually put them in a video. So, do I really want to send someone a list of all the making a video? Brandon Knight, how much is the third edition book? It was under $30 when I got mine. I don't know how much it's running right now. Hey, why don't I check? Let me see. 45 after taxes. It could be that. I don't know. I don't remember. Let's see. Ultimate Guide Joe Mark Mo. Oh, look at that. Okay, it looks like Amazon has it discounted at $22.48. So yeah, that's what it's going for. Right now on Amazon, it's at $22.48, which I think is a pretty good deal. It is really nice to do this live stream. I really enjoyed this. And doing the live movie viewing was fun, but I missed the interaction with you guys, so this is nice. I'm happy to see you guys again and be able to do this again. Oh, hey, I got something. auction my review notes. Sure, why not? Okay, I got something. I got these. These are the little that came in the Action Stars cereal that featured Starduster, which I believe is his only vintage comic book appearance, is in these little things. And so I got them obviously in preparation for the Starduster review, but they're sealed. They're sealed, and I really want to open them. And they're not super right, but I would feel guilty about opening them because I mean someday, all of this stuff will be returned to the community. I'm gonna die eventually, hopefully not soon. And Susan kids aren't gonna keep this stuff around. It'll all be returned to the community one way or the other. And I would feel bad returning open comic books to the community when they could have gotten nice sealed examples. Even though these are not that uncommon, I still would feel bad about opening them. But I really want to open them because I want to read them. So anyway, Seymour lives in New Zealand. Hello, New Zealand from the United States. Matt has not heard of the cereal. Yeah, G.I. Joe had Action Stars cereal. I think that started in either 1986 or 1987. Action Stars cereal had G.I. Joe on the box. The cereal itself was just little star shapes. That's all it was. And it was a corn base, and my recollection is it tasted kind of like Captain Crunch, is my memory. But they had really cool boxes, nice G.I. Joe art on the boxes, and Starduster actually appeared on one of the boxes. So that's kind of cool if you like Starduster. And, you could get these little comic books, that back when they would give away prizes inside the boxes of cereal. There you go. Yeah, so okay, see, yeah, Mr. T Series. If you had a children's property in the 80s, you probably got a cereal. Brett says, I think the Starduster comics are scanned somewhere online. You're probably right. You're probably right. And say, I absolutely could read them without opening these. But you see, I want to open them. Because I want to actually touch them and handle them and flip through them and read. And they're probably not even going to be that good. But I want to open. I'm not going to open them, but I'd really like to. Yeah, so anyway, I got that recently. What else got? Oh, I got, let's see here. Got my Starduster file card. I forgot about when I took the photo of Starduster this morning, I forgot about the Pocket Patrol pack. Some Stardusters came with a version of the Pocket Patrol pack, and I forgot to put that in the picture. Brandon has a shirt from Guns N' Roses that he got from Axl himself. That's awesome. Oh, Kevin sends a super chat. Oh, thank you. I watched Highlander recently for the first time in years. It still holds up. It's 10 euros worth of still holds up. Thank you very much, Kevin. And, I love Highlander. It was a very influential movie in my personal life. Hey, is Comic Tropes here? Somebody said hi, Comic. Oh, hey, Comic Tropes is here. How long till we get a review of Ninja Force Pile Driver? Good question. I'm not really sure. Comic Trope sends a $5 super chat. Says, what about a text review of G.I. Joe Street Fighter 2 for your patrons, if not a video review? I would consider that. I would consider that. I don't. Here's the thing. I don't want to buy Street Fighter toys because I don't want to buy Street Fighter toys. Yeah, because then I would own Street Fighter toys. And I'm sorry, I know some of you guys love Street Fighter, and you keep on loving Street Fighter. I'm not telling you to stop loving Street Fighter, but it's just not something I especially want to get in my collection. Yes, Green Yeti, what's up? Comic Tro says, I think Street Fighter 2 counts as vintage G.I. Joe toy line. Well, technically, yeah, it does, because, I mean, they even advertised it together. But, I gotta draw the line somewhere. Green Yeti pities the fool that doesn't like Globulus. He pitied the fool, pitied the fool. You know, Mr. T, that was... Anybody remember the cartoon for Mr. T? I used to really enjoy that. You're fine, Comic Tropes. It's cool. Did I enjoy reviewing the animated movie? I did enjoy reviewing it. I didn't necessarily enjoy watching it, but I did enjoy, putting the review together. Hey, guys, how you doing? I enjoyed putting the review together because I had like an idea in my head of how it was going to turn out and what I wanted to do and what I wanted to say. And more or less it came out the way I wanted it to. So I was very happy about that. Reviewing the live action movies in the future. I think I would like to do that. It would be fun to do that. The only thing that will hold me back necessarily of doing more movie reviews is the time that it takes to do them. I mean, it is really time consuming to do the review and to edit it. So I'd have to do it at a time when I have like a stretch. Like if I take a week off and I have an extra week to put it together, that's when I might do another movie review. It just takes a little longer than a typical review, at least for me, because I'm not used to reviewing movies. It's not the typical thing that I do. So, somebody more experienced doing that, it'd probably be quicker and be easier. Cobra fa la 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 la. Where is a good place to buy Joe stuff? Well, you can always resort to eBay, which I often do. There are some Facebook groups where you can buy Joe toys. Look for vintage toy stores and toy dealers in your area. Always try to support local business if you can. So you may have a toy dealer in your area. And if you're starting out your collection, the way to get figures the cheapest per figure, or vehicle, I guess for that matter, is to buy lots. Buy them in lots, and you usually will pay less per figure if you buy them in a group. You have to shell out more money at a time, but in the long run, you'll save money. Oh yeah, Kokomo Toys in Indiana. I haven't been there, but everybody knows about Kokomo Toys in Indiana. That is a place that I need to go. A great Inhumanoids movie. Yeah, see, you could have made an Inhumanoid movie out of it. That would have been a good use of it. Everybody knows how I feel about Cobra Law, but I don't tell anybody they shouldn't like Cobra Law, because I mean, look at all these. There's been some really impressive Cobra Law cosplays And I don't want to take that away from anybody. Jeremy Dale used to do signings at Kokomo Toys. Cool. Illustrated some GI Joe comics. Wonder if they have any of his work on their walls. Good question. Hey, Chris from Comic Tropes, if I ever make it out there, I will try to look for that. That's an interesting question. Hey, I guess we're closing in on our hour. I would actually love to go longer than an hour, but like I said, I stayed up half the night working on a video, so I'm pretty tired. I will let you guys go in about 5 minutes. But hey, we had a great group this time. Hey, thanks everyone. Thanks for being cool. Thanks for chatting with me. Thanks for looking at this stuff with me. Oh, hey, I got something here. Since I grabbed my two Mark Bellomo G.I. Joe books, also on that shelf was Mark Bellomo's Star Wars Ultimate Guide. And so that's a thing. He did Star Wars as well. Now, personally, I like the Joe books better for obvious reasons. But if you were trying to get into Star Wars collecting, that might be a decent way to start. Good checklist that you could get. So yeah. Resolute 10-part series by Warren Ellis is one of my favorite G.I. Joe things. Yeah, the Resolute series is really good. I've seen it a couple times now, and it's nicely done. It really is. It has, I mean, the style, it's it's well done. As soon as I start talking about it, I kind of stumble over my words because there are so many things that you can talk about it. That's a good reason why it may be something that I should do a live viewing. That could be fun, but it's really good. Marvel and DC collects more Star Wars than G.I. Joe. Well, I'll tell you, Star Wars is where it's at right now. The collectible market for Star Wars is going nuts. So it's getting close to. Javier Gonzalez, any guests at your booth at Joe Fest? Don't know yet. Don't know yet. There are still a few things to plan out, but there's going to be some special stuff at Joe Fest, and some special announcements. If you want to hear things first, got to come to Joe Fest. Will I have Hoodie Coco T-shirts? I probably should. Hey, that's a nice idea. Maybe I should come up with a Joe Fest exclusive T-shirt design that I can do. Yeah, I'll think about that. Kokomo Toys is 4 hours from Brett. Close enough to be tempting, but just far enough to be tired. Yeah, that's right. That's essentially 8 hours round trip of driving. That's that's a long day. What do I think is next for the G.I. Joe brand? Right now, it's wait for the movie. That's what's next for the G.I. Joe brand. And we talked a little bit about Hasbro's struggles lately, and because of those struggles, I think Hasbro really needs these movies to work out. They really need these movies to be successful. So hopefully that means good things for the G.I. Joe movie. Maybe that means extra effort for the G.I. Joe movie, because Hasbro now, I think, really is putting their eggs in that basket. Have I picked up any of the Loyal Subjects deformed Joe figures? I think I have I got one of the blind boxes of Crimson Guard somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I do have that one. I don't have any of the others. I just got the one. Coco. Anyway, it's about an hour now, guys, so I am going to let you all go. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I had an excellent turnout. It's great to see you all. I love the questions. Thank you all for showing up, and thank you for being cool. We will do this again. Wait, I'm not sure we will do this again next week, because I think I may have a family event next week. I will let you know. If we don't do it next week, then maybe we can change the schedule around a little bit. Maybe we can still do it, but at a different time. So we'll see. But in the meantime, I got a new review coming up. We got a review of the book coming up soon, so I hope you'll watch for that. I will see you all later, and I will just push this thing to turn it off.